Hi everybody. Um, I just wanted to come on. It's just me. I'm not made up or anything. I haven't done that yet. I'm about to do my workout, and Isaac's still already doing his. And I just wanted to explain or to share something that happened to me. Like, it's getting me annoyed because I received a email from Yelp headquarters. Yeah, their special headquarters, the main people, about my review on St. Mary's Mercy Health. They merged, so now they're two different things. And, well, long story short, like, I can't do that, but yeah, I'll try. I had written a review on Yelp because on St. Mary's because I went there, I was born there, and they let things happen to me. And granted, I don't have like 100% proof, but I think the whole experience with Yelp and everything has been really kind of proving to me that I'm right. But I do have the proof about the records. Like, they literally have back when they were just St. Mary's, so this really doesn't have as much to do with the Mercy Health part. I even said that in my review. I said this is mostly for St. Mary's from back in the days because they still had that same address. And so you have to use that as your, to write to them because they're now connected with Mercy Health. I can't help that, but I did do a disclaimer that I was mainly talking about the St. Mary's part because that's who dealt with me. And basically, they gave me records, and very few really, but there is enough, and I pieced enough of it together, like, from what I had, and I realized that they had 2 different dates for my birth, and I was like, that's what kind of started triggering me in that direction. Like, I always felt like something wasn't right, though, because at one point, I know one of my birth certificates said that when it has the single, twin, or whatever, it was just blank. And I always was kind of like, why is that blank? And I never had my dad on my birth certificate when all my other siblings had their dads listed. Like, literally, I was the only one in my biological side. And as a preemie, I was born me and my twin sister, well, I'm thinking twin. Okay, we were supposed to be born like a whole month early. But they gave my mom this medicine that made her so she stopped, so she wouldn't have a baby. Otherwise, I would have been born in March. But because she had that and she didn't go into labor right away, I made it to April. So, but yeah, that was one thing. And we would have been actually like a couple months early as premature. And we were already small. Like, I was really small. I was 4 pounds, 3 ounces. So I'm sure if I have a twin, she was small too. But that makes sense that I would have a twin because of our size. Like, a lot of my family members were all bigger than that. So it makes sense that my mom would have had should have been a bigger baby. I was only a couple weeks early. I was only like a couple, I think 3 weeks premature. Because they say 37, I think. 37 weeks is basic baby. I was born on week 35. So I was only like 2 weeks. 2 or 3. They say sometimes between 7 and 8, 37 to 38. But anyway, yeah. If I was 2-3 weeks, whatever. I was about that much early, but I was really small. And I didn't have any breathing problems except I had my underdeveloped lungs and my blood disorder and a little heart murmur. And that's my husband, sorry. Isaac, a little quieter. But that was basically all I had. And that was my main records, what they said. And they had little amounts of stuff, but not like a ton. And I didn't have, for an infant having to stay in a hospital for like a month. I stayed there for about a month, and they had very little records. And they acted like I was very healthy most of the time. I could feed and stuff. I didn't have to be on tubes or anything. And I started gaining weight pretty decent, like. So realistically, I could have left with my mom in about a week or two. Like, I don't understand why they kept me for a whole month on observation. And when I left, they said that because my mom was mentally dull, that I would be watched by the state. So I've been watched since I was an infant, like, literally. And I never saw the people, but they probably were watching us. I don't know where they were. So, I mean, I as the caseworker would come in periodically, see this stuff the same, and then just tell my mom not to do it again and then leave. I don't know what she said, but, I mean, it took them 4.5 years to get me out of there. So, yeah, that's why I do believe something happened. And I'm thinking that my sister went home with my aunt, and I went home with my mom. I never realized before that my aunt even had a daughter till my mom told me. And she never once said one word about the supposed daughter that she had that the system took away. I would be so, like, if I had a daughter, even if she was taken away, I would be saying a lot about her, and I would be, whatever little stuff I had of her, I would have, you know? And I would be sharing with people. And that's just it. My aunt is that way with her boys. Even when she got my brother Timmy put in jail because of I don't know what all went on around that. I'm not gonna say like I know because I don't, because I wasn't there. But apparently he got locked up. One of the reasons is because of my aunt. So, but I mean, she still would talk praises about him. So if she talked praises about somebody that she was all bad about, then why not this daughter? You know, she hasn't said one word. I haven't seen one picture. I haven't seen one picture of me as a baby. Not one. And all my other siblings have seen their pictures. They know what looked like as a baby, but I don't. And the thing is my birth mom, she had the biggest love for me of everybody because I was with her the longest, and in her mentality, you know, she saw me most, so I was her Mona, you know, and she would always take pictures of me. Like, I was this cute little girl that she loved dolling up and taking pictures of. That was who I was. And I was so accustomed to it that I just would pose and sit in certain ways that, you know, later on I'm realizing in my stuff that I would sit a certain way for pictures and stuff because I probably was that accustomed to it, which is a sad thing, but I mean, that's how it was.
You wouldn't know
and I wouldn't necessarily know, but I knew how to get things from people because I've been taught that too. So that's what I was taught people. That's why I'm the way I am, and I take so many pictures nowadays because probably stems from my childhood. And there's a part of me that's like an exhibitionist because, you know, I was raised that way. Not raised that way because I guess I wasn't really raised that way later on, but I have a part of me that's always going to be that way because of my first 4.5 years, because I was that way. And that tells me that there would have been a lot of baby pictures, not just when I was 3 or 4, maybe 2 at the youngest. I have nothing from when I was in my infancies, when I was really little, enough that I could be held. I have none of that. And if I was this cute little infant, my mom would definitely have been shooting pictures. There's no questions. If you knew my mom, you would know. She takes pictures people breathe air, smokers smoke. That's her. That's how it is to know what my mom is. She smoked and she took pictures, and she just loved, even coming up, she'd take pictures of complete strangers, okay? That's what she was. And she'd have this little camera, and she'd just be snapping pictures, of anything. And that's how I just know that back then she would have been doing it just as much, if not more, because that's in her mentality. That was who she was. And people with a mental illness do not change, a lot. You can't unless you get helped. So I pretty much know that if she was that way, she'd always been that way. So yeah, I'm so, if I had those pictures, I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you. I just have the freaking proof. I just know it. That's why my aunt stole them away. She stole all the baby pictures of me as a child and
any
of my other siblings probably that she wanted. She just came down, swiped them, and she didn't care about Grand Rapids. She never came to Grand Rapids once, except then. So it's like,
Ruby might die,
because Ruby, or my birth mom's idea was that she just didn't want to be here because her child was taken away, which, you know what? I know that's crap, because technically it wasn't even her child. It would have been my mother's. It would have been her niece. But maybe in a way that's why she doesn't connect with the child either that emotionally, really, because she didn't care, because it wasn't really hers. So in a way, but she still did that with Timmy, which was my brother, and that was my birth mom's son too. So I don't know why she did it with him, but maybe because she was actually taken away by the system. Maybe that really upset her. I don't know, but she, the other reason I have to believe is because the man Fred. I don't care. I'm gonna say his name. I really don't care. Like, he doesn't deserve any. Fred Senior doesn't deserve any protection. He didn't care about me when I was being molested. So you know what? And yeah, Fred, if you're watching this, you did molest me. I don't care what you want to say or own up or not own up to it. No. And anyways, even if you hadn't, you weren't supposed to be anywhere near a child when you were after you had been already a convicted child molester. And I don't know why they even, well, I do know. Now I know why they didn't take him away right away. Back then I didn't understand because I didn't put all the pieces together, people. But in 1983, he was convicted of a multiple offense crime. And he was put in jail for 3 years. He got out in 1986, and I was raped. So I was the other child, me and my sister. We were the multiple variables because we were twins. And yeah, we'll never get those, and we'll never get them without being blocked out, because that's what the system does. They block everything out in black, so you literally don't have anything. And I know I have them somewhere. I have the records that I'll have to show you all. It has all this blacked out stuff. They really protect the perps. Really.
System is about protecting the perps.
But yeah, he's out anyway. So.
System are the perps.
But that's how I know that he more than likely molested me and my sister, and that's how I know I have a sister, and that's how I know it. That's why I wasn't given anything, and that's why they didn't say anything about it, because what are they going to say? She and her twin sister already were given, were already able to charge him, so she can't charge him again because that would technically be a double jeopardy. They're not going to let me do that. They're not going to say it, though, because if they say it, then I'll be like, okay, how was I already done that way? And then they'd have to admit to it. So that's why the system's protecting him. And that's why they just allowed him to walk off, because realistically, if they found a convicted child molester with a child, are you kidding me? That's just obvious proof. He's alone for a couple hours with some child when he had already been convicted. So it's all my life, though, I thought that I hadn't gotten justice. I thought that nobody cared. I was like, okay, well, you took me away. Wow, that's great. But why didn't he get in trouble? I didn't understand. And now I'm starting to put it together that I did get justice. I just didn't know I did. And they didn't tell me. Nobody told me that, as an infant, they spoke on my behalf, or somebody did, to get at least my sister out of there. And yeah, they just left me there because, like I'm saying, and I have so much feeling and, conviction in my soul about this that, yeah, the government is involved. And I'm thinking it's mainly our state. But from back then, of course, they're going to keep covering it up. I don't know why. Why don't you just own up? It was probably people back then, so what does the people nowadays care about it? I don't understand that, but, I just want answers, and I never get any answers. And I tried to get the police to restart the investigation. That didn't go anywhere. The Grand Rapids ones suck. Alright, so hopefully you, GRPD, hear this. You all need to, actually do something. Because it's getting me so annoyed that I can't do anything. I can't get those pictures, and they're in her possession. And that's my proof. And yeah, they very well may have kitty porn on them. That's sick. I don't really want a lot of weirdo, nasty fucks seeing my pictures. Like,
did, Lisa.
that's really sick, and that's probably why some of these men that were friends of my mom have obsessions over me. It's so disgusting, people. I have no idea, like, how many men have actually been with me from Grand Rapids, or God knows where. Maybe oddities out of state even came down. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know my whole freaking life, you know? But I do know I was that terrified and traumatized that I didn't even want to, I really didn't trust people, and I didn't know who was going to come and get me, or if I was going to be taken again to be molested by some sick man for hours, because apparently this nasty reverend would do that, and he would leave me with these weird people, and that police thing verified to me. It really showed me proof that my birth mom was right about that. And I was like, wow. Because she had said she had been pimped out by a reverend. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, I was sad for her and all that, but I didn't 100% know. But the fact that literally this thing says that that he had said that a reverend dropped me off for until 8 o'clock at night. And why would a reverend do that for a convicted child molester? He wouldn't be that stupid. And so it made me realize that was the reverend that my mom probably was talking about. And I was like, okay, well, I guess she was pimped out, and she started pimping out her kid, allowing her kid to be pimped out to this sick fuck. But I mean, she had that mentality, you know.
She fried her brain, that's why.
So I'm not 100% on her, because I know she was put in that situation, and that's all she knew when she got out of that crappy place. Her husband did that, and that's why she would get with so many men, and they would probably eyeball me as well when I was laying with her in the bed, and then they wanted to do me too. And I'm thinking that's how they decided who I would be with. Yeah, I know my mom might very well have been that way too. I have no idea. I think she was bi, though. So who knows? But I didn't ever feel that way about her, but, you know, you never know. But I was a little toddler, so I would hope she wouldn't want a toddler. But I know that all the nasty, sickle men that were around us did. But, yeah, I'm just wanting them to get, like, hit, because they deserve it. And they're apparently not a great hospital anyways. But I went there multiple times as a child. And even back then I was trying to get help, and they didn't care. So you know what? There, you can all just hide your truths. Have Yelp take off my stuff. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to speak out. And I put it on a different place too. So you're going to take my stuff down? It's just going to be put back up. Because you know what?
It just shows me proof you're right.
Yelp sucks. You can't trust them 100%. And Yelp headquarters, you guys need to really, like, get better. And why the freak, yeah, I always wondered why you even had me on Yelp Elite. When you're sitting here and you don't really want people to tell the truth. There should be a safe haven from people that can just come on and be like, oh, I don't like that she said that. Well, duh. Of course the person that's the crook's going to say that. You think a crook's going to sit there and say, that's going to jail, you think they're going to sit there and be like, yeah, I don't really like that you're taking me to jail? You think they're just going to let them get away? No. You still go to jail. You did the thing. You did the crime. You pay the price. These people did that to me. They should still have to own up.
Yeah.
And don't sit there and judge that it didn't happen when you don't know. Like, literally, you don't know my life, and you have no idea what I've been through. And what those fucks allowed me to go through. Because they did. And I have freaking proof. Yeah, you took some of my stuff away, St. Mary's. But you know what? I still have some of them. Because back then, you guys were stupid. And you didn't catch on that I knew stuff. And I saved some of my stuff. So, some of my records I still have. My own proof. And you ain't ever getting that shit back, motherfuckers. So don't even think you will. And yeah, you can take off my little reviews. I'll still tell people. Shit. You ain't gonna say nothing to me. You ain't gonna ever be able to say what I'm doing in my own freaking real life. Ever. So, nice try on you. Eventually, the truth's gonna be out there. You didn't like it, you shouldn't have let it happen. But you chose. You made your bed, now sit in it. Sleep in it. And I won't have any tears shed for you. Or wait, there's one. Little baby one. It went down my cheek. There. That's what you get. And you should be happy. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm upset about right now. Yelp really pisses me off when they don't do stuff like that, because it's really kind of a disgrace to people that just want a safe place to be able to write something that happened. Even if it's a big corporate or somebody in the government run or something, they should still be held accountable. And people should still understand and know the truth about what happens. They shouldn't have leniency just because of who they are. And yeah, they do stuff, people. Like, to sit here and act like they never have done anything to anybody. What? Are you living under a rock? You never realize the government can do whatever the heck they want. They can come in your house and take you or your children or whatever they want just for no reason. Just because they want to hide something they did. Like, that's literally all they have to have. Or they can just leave your ass there.
Now we have a new thing. The Patriot Act.
And they don't care about our little acts that we have. They don't care about keeping citizens safe. They just care about their own freaking necks. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And that's what I'll believe. Because nobody will convince me otherwise based on my own life story. Like, in one day, to all you government officials, my story will be out there. And FYI, apparently it already is, people. Yeah, I have a story. I already wrote a book. Somebody wrote my story and put it up, and it's on Amazon.
But we're gonna get down.
But I'm gonna be getting it. Like, I'll link the link down below because y'all want to get it.
It's
get
your
it.
story.
It's my story. It's still mine. Like, I don't care who took it and stole it and put it out there. But the person's name, just so you know, is also Lisa Marie Hunt.
Or at least apparently appears.
No, there is an actual picture with the person. So
that's not the legitimate person.
well, it is
Probably
Lisa
a
Marie
false
Hunt,
picture.
but she probably has. Yeah, that probably isn't really her, but. It's kind of messed up if you take someone else's picture and put it on. Just so you can... that's just wrong, but I really want to find out who this person is, because it's been like... I don't even know how the freak I didn't see it. It's been on there since 2012, people. Like, it's been a book since 2012. I'm like, what the freak? I do remember writing that story and everything, that book.
I don't think you remember.
But I don't really remember 100%. I mean, I guess I must have finished it at one point, but I didn't put it on Amazon. I know that, and I don't think I put it anywhere else. I did put it on this one little site that apparently Amazon got it from. So maybe they sold it to people. Or, well, no, because they would have still had to have somebody have it. So it's still that person saw it on there or something and just took it. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still my mind's so far out there.
Is about St. Mary's situation.
But yeah, that's St. Mary's. But I mean, I'm still gonna link the story thing just for you guys because it's kind of interesting and it kind of fits with it because it might very well be my twin sister, and I hope that it is because I hope this is the way she wants us to meet. But it would be still messed up. Like, I'll expect still some of the royalties if there was any. Like, it's literally my story too. So if she's gonna do that, even if it's just to make us meet up, I know, but I mean that's kind of messed up. But if she gives me some of the money, then I'll be okay with her. Yeah, I will. She's my twin sister.
Okay, she's that conniving to do that.
No, but if that's how she could get my attention or something without directly coming forward. Like, I understand if she is scared of the government too. Like, there's probably a reason. She's more involved because she's been in the military. Like, I haven't been in the military, so I don't have to sit there and be like, I have to bend over backwards for those motherfuckers. I don't, and I won't.
I've been in the military.
I haven't been there, so. My husband doesn't either, so we're not scared. We're like warriors.
Yeah.
But if I ever come out missing, you know why. Because that would make 100% in all of your minds that why would they just kill somebody for nothing?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
There would be a reason, so this is my proof to you all. This is why.
Yeah, I have more fear of Godzilla showing up than the government.
Godzilla is not ever going to show up, honey.
That's
I have
why
more.
I have fear of
I
the
would.
government.
I know that the government can do
I'm making
things.
it as a statement.
I don't have I'm not delusional, but
I'm a disturbed person.
yeah. I just wanted to make this video and bring awareness, and I needed to get the energy out of me. I was getting so riled up, like they pissed me off, especially when I want something said, like it had a purpose, and they didn't care. So fuck you, Yelp. Fuck you, government, and any of the motherfuckers involved. Mainly all the people involved, not every person out there. Like, the schmoes and peons that don't even know about this, I don't care. I don't have hatred toward them. I have hatred toward the ones that actually covered it up and know what the heck is going on. That's who I'm pissed at. So you all, and probably the most of you all, are old dinosaurs that did it back in the days, and you didn't care, and you wanted just to, like, experiment on us kids. Fuck you. Well, this is me signing off. See ya.